Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today we are talking about Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, episode 16. And this is a Moroha heavy episode. So if you like Moroha like I do, she's my favorite character in this show, you are going to thoroughly enjoy this episode. We get a bit more of her backstory throughout the episode. We learn how she got her sword. We learn how she became in debt to the bounty hunter. I don't really understand their kind of currency, but I guess it's a lot for whatever reason. We learn that how she got the rat fire cloak. Apparently there are some rat people who make really good fire cloaks and armor. Who knew? I didn't know. They live in the mountain somewhere. Kontan, one of the four perils, killed them all, which is kind of miserable. Blackmailed Moro's master, who's trained her, and got her to where she was. Trained her, to use spirit energy, most likely. I don't know if she herself was a demon or not. She had pointy ears, so it kind of leads me to believe she might have been a half demon, possibly. I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head. I have the character list in front of me. Let's see if I can get it. It starts with a Y. Is there 2 pages to this? Of course, there's multiple pages to this. But anyway, she got dumped into basically a giant demon volcano is the best way to describe it. And how this demon volcano works is all these demons are sealed in. Only the strongest survives, and they absorb the demon energy out of all of the other demons that are also crammed into this hole, which makes them super powerful. Moroha was supposed to initially absorb all of that demon energy, but she kind of found her own way to get out of it. She ended up beating the strongest demon, got out of the hole. All of the demon energy kind of shot out of it like a volcano, exactly like a volcano. And then her master was mad at her and said, I have no more lessons to teach you. And she had a gambling problem. We learned that her master had a gambling problem. I'm still trying to find her name. I can't seem to find it right here right now. So that is what it is. Is it your Soletzo? Nope, it's not. Starts with a Y. That much I know starts with the Y. But her master, she basically sold her to the gambling guild. The reason she did that is because she at one point got stuck with rat armor, and the armor is cursed, so while it is very powerful and very strong, it slowly shrinks, crushing the user. It shrinks to the size of it like a regular size rat, and it completely crushes the user and eventually ends up killing them. She got tricked into using it because these demons were coming at Moroha. She was very afraid. She used the rogue, passed out, ended up scratching her master, giving her a scar on her face. And then her master obviously needed, a quick fix. The rat happened to be there with the armor, gave it to her, cursed her with the armor, but it also made her a lot more powerful as well, which was interesting. Moroha also had to fight her master. How we got into that was basically Kontan, one of the four perils, said, he killed one of the, basically went to her, said, hey, it looks like you got cursed armor. I killed all these rat people, like I said earlier. I have the key to unlock it. However, I'm not going to do that unless you kill Moroha. And she had one last lesson to teach Moroha, which Moroha never really got stuck in her head, and that was you need to fight with your heart. You can't just keep using the rogue because then you turn into a monster, and that makes you even less than a demon because you're just out there, killing things for the sake of killing, which she didn't want. She actually sealed the rogue at one point in time, but then also taught Moroha how to de-seal it so she can use it. Again, she did not use the rogue. She was going to use the rogue because she was fearful for her life, but she realized she needs to fight with her heart, use her imagination and creativity, and she actually ends up spinning her sword around on her hand, over and over and over again. He uses the Crimson Dragon Wave in order to defeat her master, and Kontan shows up. Moroha thinks she's directing it at him, but he has a blue pearl now, where I think he got that from the pirate guy that gave Toa her sword, or, well, the real version of the sword that she never got to keep, unfortunately. I think he was the one that ultimately gave that to him. Could be wrong. I know we saw him with the blue pearl in his ear flickering, where he like teleported before, and he is able to use it as a shield, and he is able to teleport out of the way. Mora ultimately ends up killing her master. It's very sad, but she learns one last lesson in the end and becomes stronger for it. So it was a very nice episode. Also, basically how she got bought by the bounty collector is he was like, hey, I'll pay your debts. I'll give you all this money. If Mora was able to defeat all of these demons in this crazy death match, she'll be a very good bounty hunter. And then he was like, well, you can work for me and give me back those 15 shillings or whatever the heck their currency is, which I think it's a lot. It seems like a lot because her master got like this giant sack of gold, so most likely it's a lot of money, and she has to end up paying that back to kind of win her freedom from the corpse collector for collecting all of these bounties, to pay him back fully and earn her freedom, which I'm sure she is going to do in the foreseeable future, because we are going to end up fighting 2 perils next episode. That's right, Khotan's going to be back, the Monk Eater is going to be back, there's going to be some sort of master plan. Hopefully it's going to be like a 2 to 3 episode arc and not kind of, he escapes for the 40th time, because he just keeps escaping. And that's what I see. I guess he's going to be the main villain, or he is the main villain. And we got a decent amount of episodes left. We have 8 episodes left, so it is very possible that they are going to end up killing both of the 4 perils. Mora is going to get her freedom. We haven't really heard anything about the Dream Butterfly in quite a while at this point. So that may get pushed later on, or maybe that'll be one thing where in the middle of a fight or something they manage to find it and kill it, which I could definitely see happening. So who knows? Maybe, possibly, maybe, who knows? But we haven't seen the Deep Dream Butterfly in a while. We need to kill those 2 perils, and then obviously we need to kill the head demon himself, and that'll probably wrap up the entire thing. I don't know if they're going to do that. From what I've been hearing, it's doing very well in Japan while doing very suckishy in America, which is kind of disappointing because I hated it for a couple of episodes. I mean, there was a distinctive kind of drought of episodes that I thought were completely useless, where it was the same formula over and over again. Hey, look, there's a demon. Let's go save these people. Let's kill it. End of episode. Everything's done. Tiny bit more backstory. Nobody cares. But now we're finally getting into the nitty-gritty parts of it. It's definitely getting better. This one, I'm going to give this episode 8 out of 10. Excellent episode so far. The only thing I could say that would have been a little bit better is if Setsuna and Toa maybe stepped in a little bit at 1.2 to help her out, because they did nothing this episode. It was, as I said from the beginning, it was a Moroha episode. I definitely enjoyed that. But at the same time, they were just kind of sideline characters. It was basically like, hey, don't help her, Toa. Setsuna said, she's teaching her a lesson. Which obviously the lesson was use your heart, use your creativity. Don't exactly, use that rogue as a crutch for everything, because that's what Moro ended up doing initially, was she was using it as a crutch for everything, and because she passes out, if she doesn't, if she's unable to defeat that demon, then with that crutch, then she's dead. There's no, you can't do anything if you're dead and knocked out, unfortunately. Also, how she won the sword, which I think I forgot to mention. Her master basically made a bet saying, hey, if you defeat the highest demon, absorb all that demon energy, I'll give you the sword. And she did defeat the demon, didn't absorb the demon energy. So I feel like she could have been a lot more powerful than she is currently, but she's still pretty powerful. She was able to defeat her master, and her master also had a crutch with the rat armor, even though she did unfortunately have to kill her master in the process because of Khotan kind of like friggin' instant transmissioning out of nowhere. But that's where we're at. Next episode, we're going to be fighting two more of the perils. 2 are dead. We got 2 to go. We're 16 episodes into this. As I said, I thought it was initially 14 episodes, so that's why I think I was getting really annoyed in the beginning, because I thought it was capping at 14. I know there's no manga adaptation for this. This is strictly an anime, and a lot of people are hating on it. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting back into it again finally, but I was hating on it myself for a brief period of time. So we'll see. As long as it continues the same route, it gets pretty decent episode after episode for the next 8 episodes, I'll be perfectly fine. One of them, I'm thinking the monk killer is probably going to get killed next. My guess is that Kontan is going to escape again, because of course he is, and we're going to face the monk killer, basically the guy that's literally a giant vacuum, and they are going to kill him. They are going to present his head to the bounty collector. Moroha is going to earn her freedom, and then they're going to go off, and maybe the season will end with Kontan dying. But I don't know. They could definitely speed things up too, where they kill Kontan and the monk killer very quickly, the next 2 or 3 episodes, and the rest of it is going to be dedicated to the Dream Butterfly and the Demon King himself getting killed. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Sesshomaru, I should say. We haven't seen him at all yet. Haven't seen Inuyasha yet. We assume that they're going to get rescued. They're currently in the Black Pearl, Kagome and Inuyasha, so that needs to happen at some point too, most likely. Moroha needs to get her parents back. Setsuna and Toa need to see her parents. So I'm guessing there's going to be a second season, just based on the following in Japan. And I've noticed that with a lot of anime recently. It doesn't seem like there is, it doesn't seem like the U.S. determines if there's a second season. For instance, Dead Man Wonderland, everybody loved the anime over here. I love the anime. I was really hoping for a second season. I know they got off the manga track pretty hard, but yeah, it just wasn't as popular in Japan from my understanding, so no second season. That is what it is. I had to suck it up and read the manga with that one. But we'll see what happens. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So if you made it this far in the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon related videos. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.